Most people don't quit because they can't handle the work. They quit because things stopped feeling easy. It's like dating someone when everything's going smooth until the real first argument. The moment things get uncomfortable, one person starts saying, maybe we're just not compatible. When what they really mean is, this is harder than I expected. Quitting usually isn't about whether you can do it. It's more like cracking under pressure. Today, we're pulling apart why people walk away right when the work actually starts. Andrew, when someone quits as soon as things get uncomfortable, it's because they've lost their inner belief, isn't it?
I'm a big proponent of fail fast if it doesn't feel right in the beginning. And of course, the nuances are very important. But if you're starting a new business, side hustle, and you've got experience, then you can tell if something's not working quickly and you can rejig or adjust or pivot. If you're not experienced, it's going to highlight, like if you're not expecting a problem and you're inexperienced, then you're not only inexperienced, you're really naive. In a new relationship, new business, new investment, you should be expecting some failure, some problem right at the beginning.
But if you've done your due diligence, you should have been able to foresee these problems beforehand.
No, due diligence is limited. Sometimes you don't know what's up in the ceiling of the roof until you buy the house. Sometimes you don't know what HR problems the business has until you own it. Sometimes you don't know about clients that won't pay until you own it. There's always going to be problems in a meaningful business or investment. And it's the same with relationships. You stay with somebody for a month, a year, 10 years. There's always going to be new things you're learning about them and about yourself. Conflict is to be human.
So if there's a problem where we quit too early, there's also a problem when to know when to quit.
Yeah, when to quit is the $1 million question. When you're in a relationship that's not working, when you're in a job or a business where you're not happy or you're not earning the right amount of money. And the thing is, I can't remember the name of the book, but there's a book about how to get promoted through the ranks faster as a corporate employee. And basically, the world rewards competent people that shift to different businesses and different jobs faster. Say you wanted to become head of operations of a big corporate, and at the moment you're a business analyst. If you stay in your current corporate job in the same business for 20 years, you might never achieve that. But by changing jobs, changing industries, changing businesses, it might take 8 years where you wouldn't achieve that in 20.
Well, I remember Jason Paris, who was a go-getter at Television New Zealand when I was there. He did exactly that, chief executive of one.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, if you're not in the right environment or not under the right boss to be able to learn and achieve that next level, sometimes you have to do the uncomfortable thing of changing, get on a new bus, because you won't know all of the problems in that new business. You won't. Sometimes change is what is required for growth, and you can see that as failure in the original, but you can also see it as writing something more exciting, jumping from one investment to another.
So you get married. I know you haven't. I have been married. You get married till death do us part. When's the right time to quit? You should be till death do us part. You'd be a proponent of saying, no, cut your losses.
Cut your losses if it's irreconcilable, or if you see...
Because it got too hard.
Well, yeah, and too hard. Sometimes people do change. Jobs do change. You change. To say
till
that...
death do us part.
To say that you're never
No,
going
don't
to
do that. Till death do us part.
Okay, well, it comes back to growth. If you are growing and the other is not...
Till death do us part.
It's not going to work. So your objective is, if you're growing and you want to stay together with the business, investment, partner, or whatever, is to get them to grow with you. And ultimatums around growth are important, because unless you're willing to sabotage your own growth and stay in that situation, then you are going to drift further and further apart.
So if your partner got, say, a life-threatening disease and holding you back, you'd be a person who'd say, on your bike, because you talk about selfishness.
We are talking about extremes, and we're trying to lump together a lot of different scenarios.
Watch him avoid the question.
if you're in a romantic, physical relationship, and then your partner has a medical situation where you can't have that intimacy anymore, of course the relationship changes, whether you're together or not. And history is littered with situations where partners, where one has been ill and the other partner finds physical gratification elsewhere and supports the partner mentally.
But the greatest success stories, the ones that inspire me the most, are the people who really stuck at it, whether it was in a marriage or in a career.
Well, what you'll find...
Look at best example I can think of off the top of my head, Stephen Donald, stuck at it.
Yeah, but you look at some of the most successful people on the planet and you'll see divorce after divorce after divorce. And some people have had 4 or 5 divorces. They are the extreme of success in their industry, but in their relationships, they've had failure. So failure with success is common, especially when might be 10 important things in your life. But if you double down on 2 or 3 of them, the other ones are going to get left behind.
There have been a number of times in my life, though, where I've wanted to quit. In fact, did it today at swimming. Swimming 60-meter length, been told to do 5 breaths. I can only do 3 at the moment. Set myself a stupid goal, swimming to Rangitoto. That's another story. And I told the coach, I can't do it, and then forced myself to do it, and I did it. Now, I don't know how I did it, because the guy got into the pool that morning definitely wasn't going to do 5 strokes before a breath.
Yep. And that success was great, but you also finished the session early. Right?
I did, yeah.
So
I quit. Yeah.
There was some success in the session and there was some failure in the lesson. And they go hand in hand.
Yeah, I finished 20 minutes early because I just couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, because you pushed yourself to a new level and you can achieve that level. And now the next objective is to achieve that level for the entire lesson.
And yet, truth be told, I feel like a complete failure sitting here talking to you today because it was only 20 minutes. It's not a lifetime. I should have pushed through. But I took the easy part. And
it's a long-term thing, right? You want to go back to your swimming lessons.
No, the problem was the coach said that I'm ahead of myself to where I should be. And so I thought, it was just that listening to that voice in my head, which I'd spoken about we've spoken about in a previous episode.
And if we bring forward the objective of swimming to Rangitoto, and we said it was going to be in 2 weeks' time, you may have taken a 2-minute break today, regathered yourself and jump back in the pool because you know that timeline is so close. But because you haven't set a date for this activity yet, you're giving yourself the chance to learn at a pace that you feel comfortable.
Which is sort of correct. We're getting off the topic though. When do you quit? When do you quit? Like in boxing, and obviously I worked with Joseph Parker and Kevin Barry, like, protect the fighters. Like Kevin was always there to protect Joseph, throw the towel in the ring. And I've seen Deontay Wilder have the towel thrown in. And then what's happened is he's fired his trainers afterwards. I think it was against Tyson Fury. But surely you must have someone near you who can tell you or throw the towel in for you.
Yeah, quitting and success are tied at the hip. And that if you're quitting because success in something else is on the horizon or coming towards you, you can't chase every opportunity that comes to you. And sometimes you have to fail at something to be able to achieve at something else. And sometimes you don't even have alternatives, but you're so deep in the hole of unhappiness that quitting makes a lot of sense. And you have to have faith that something better will come with the effort if you're willing to put it in.
Here's the part most people don't want to hear. If you walk away from every relationship the moment it stops being easy, you don't stay long enough to build anything real. Discomfort doesn't mean you're failing. It usually means you've reached the point where effort actually counts. The problem isn't quitting. The problem is quitting without admitting why. Because every time you leave early, you teach yourself a dangerous lesson. I can't be trusted when it gets hard. If that landed, sit with it. We'll keep it going next time.